a circuit construction kit DC virtual lab that's available online. So what you have to do is you have to create the lab manual and follow the steps and construct the circuits over here on this screen. So if you were really in the lab, you will be using a battery power supply. That means we will be using a cranky generator to generate the electricity, and couple of light bulbs, wires, and switches, right? So anyway, I'll explain how to use this simulator. So as you see here on this side, you can find the circuit elements. So if you want something else than what it listed here, you may scroll down and you can find some other elements as well. So basically we need wires. So if you want to grab any of the elements, you just click on it and drag it, right? So let's say I want a bulb, and then let's say I want a switch, and maybe a bunch of wires, right? So I'll take a couple of wires here. So let's say I want to construct a simple circuit here using just a one bulb and a couple of wires. Oh, that's rotating. You may rotate it or keep it, like move it to wherever you want that the bulb to be. And then this is the battery. And if you want to change the battery voltage, you just click on it and you will be seeing a place that you can vary the voltage. So let's say I want 40, 50, 100 volts, you just scroll it down or move it, right? So you can increase or decrease the voltage of the battery. So let's say 9 volts. So I'm using a 9-volt battery and I'm going to connect it to a switch. So I have a control of the circuit. I can switch on and off the circuit. Let's say I want to connect it to the bulb here. So you can extend these wires as you want. Let's say I want to put it here and extend it and connect the bulb here and another wire and use another wire. So I'll grab one more wire from this side. There are various ways to connect this, but I like to keep the circuits clean as possible so I can visualize it easily. All right, so here. So I connect the circuit and I see here the switch is open. That's why we don't see a current flow through this. Anyway, so if you look at on this side of the simulator, you can see the show current, right? So we can see either electrons or conventional current. So as you know, conventional current direction is opposite to the electron flow. Okay, and this is a voltmeter. So if you want to measure the voltage across any element, you may use this one. And the voltage unit is volts, right? So if when you are measuring the voltage, let's say I want to measure the voltage across the battery. So you keep one side of the voltmeter connected to positive side. Let's say I'm connecting the two sides of the voltmeter to the two sides of the battery, right? So I can see the battery voltage here. It's 9 volts. So remember, like we set this battery to be 9 volts. So you can read that voltage using this voltmeter. Most important factor about voltmeter is you have to connect this voltmeter across the element that you want to measure the voltage, right? So let's say I want to measure the voltage across the bulb. So I have to connect the two sides of the voltmeter to the two sides of the bulb. See, now there's no current going through it. So voltage is 0 across the bulb. Also, here we can use an ammeter to measure the current flowing through the circuit. So let's say I want to measure the current going through this circuit, then I have to connect the ammeter in series with the element. So if you want to measure the current that going through this circuit, you have to insert this ammeter within the circuit in a series circuit, right? So that means I have to introduce this voltmeter ammeter somewhere here. Now it is not connected, right? So what I have to do is I have to break this circuit a little bit and then I insert it, right? So if you want to disconnect any edge of the circuit, then what you do is you just click on it and here you see the scissor. So you click on that so you can break the circuit, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce the ammeter here. Like this, and let's say I want another wire to connect the bulb and the ammeter. Now here the ammeter measures the current and the unit to SI unit to measure current is amps. The symbol is uppercase A. So if I close this switch, this should read some value. All right, so let's try this. So I'm going to close the circuit by closing the switch. See, now the current is flowing through it, right? So this red color arrows represent the conventional current. Now, if I want to see the electron flow, now what did you notice? The switch, it switches the direction of flow, right? The conventional current, if you just think about this portion, the current is going upward, then the electron flows downward. So the conventional current direction is opposite to the electrons flow. Now, let's say I want to measure the voltage across the bulb. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the two ports of the voltmeter and connected it to the two sides of the bulb. So you can read it easily, right? So likewise, you can construct any circuit over here on this screen and test it out. Okay, now let's say I want to add another bulb onto the circuit parallel to the bulb that connected in this circuit, right? So what I have to do is I introduce another wire, connected it to this edge, and another wire over here, and I need to connect that side to the other side of the battery. So see, the bulb is connected to the two sides of the battery. The second bulb, if you look at the first bulb, that's also connected to the two sides of the battery, right? So these two bulbs are in parallel to each other. Okay, now let's say you want to insert an ammeter. You have to insert the ammeter somewhere that you want to do. You can do anything on this simulator. You can erase the elements if you want. Let's say I want to remove this bulb. So what I have to do is just click on it, and you see this delete icon. So you just click on that. So it will get deleted. Now I want to delete this as well, so I'll delete it, right? So here in this video, I gave you the basic information about how to construct these circuits on this simulator. So please go through the lab report and follow the instructions. Give me a second, I'll share my screen with you. Okay, let's go back to the lab manual. So as you see here, the first circuit going to be just a single bulb, a battery, and a couple of wires. So you're going to connect it and see how the bulb works. And then you're going to construct this circuit. So you need a bulb, a bunch of wires, and two ammeters, and a battery, and a switch, right? And the next one you're going to construct the two circuits, which first one is the parallel circuit, and the other one is the series circuit. So you're going to construct these two circuits and test it out. So please read the lab manual properly and answer these questions. All right.